The Nightingale. Many years ago, the Emperor of China lived in a palace surrounded by beautiful gardens. People came from all over the world to admire his home. Visitors became so enamored with the land, they wanted to see more. A local fisherman heard this and began to take tourists on trips to the gorgeous forest. He took them to see the ordinary-looking bird that lived there. The bird was a nightingale, and though it was a relatively plain-looking gray bird, everyone who heard the nightingale's song agreed that it was lovelier than anything they had ever heard. Word of the bird's beautiful singing spread quickly. People came from near and far to visit the palace and gardens. The little nightingale became known to the people as most of the beautiful thing in all of China. Everyone had heard of this remarkable bird. Oh, there's the nightingale. Everyone, that is, except the emperor. The emperor of China spent most of his time inside the palace. He did not know anything about the bird. One day, the emperor received a letter from the emperor of Japan. "I've heard about your wonderful nightingale," the Japanese emperor wrote. "I will arrive in 2 days to see the bird." The Chinese emperor was puzzled. He summoned his prime minister. "Have you heard of this bird?" the emperor asked. "No, your excellency," the prime minister said. "The emperor of Japan is coming just to see and hear this nightingale," said the emperor. "Search until you find it." The prime minister searched every inch of the palace, as well as deep in the woods, but did not find the nightingale. He was about to give up hope when he came upon the fisherman. The fisherman knew exactly where to find the bird, and led to the prime minister right to him. The prime minister quickly returned to the palace with the bird. Soon after, the emperor of Japan arrived in China for his visit. "So this is the nightingale, the most beautiful thing in all of China," said the emperor of Japan. "I must say, he looks rather plain." As soon as those words left the Japanese emperor's mouth, the nightingale began to sing. The emperor of Japan was speechless. The Chinese emperor cried tears of joy. "I must find a way to thank you for allowing me to hear your nightingale song," declared the emperor of Japan. After the Japanese emperor left, the nightingale remained in the palace, and day after day, crowds of people came to hear his beautiful music. Wow, it's beautiful singing. Although everyone loved the nightingale's song, some visitors complained that the bird did not look as lovely as he sounded. This upset the emperor. "I will not have people saying unkind words about the nightingale," he said. So he gave the bird a golden perch to sit on, and he adorned the nightingale with ribbons and jewels. The nightingale finally looked as beautiful as he sounded. Here he is. After a while, the little bird began to look tired and sad. The emperor brought the nightingale to his private chambers. The emperor drifted off to sleep each night to the bird's soft lullaby. Luckily, the nightingale was happy to sing peacefully in the emperor's chambers. They were a perfect match and they became fast friends. Then one day, a present arrived for the emperor. And there he is. The present was from the emperor of Japan, who wrote, "This gift is but a tiny token compared with the great joy of your nightingale song gave to me." The Chinese emperor was amazed to find that his gift was a mechanical replica of the nightingale. Only this version was brightly colored and encrusted with exquisite green emeralds, red rubies, and blue sapphires. The new bird also had a bright silver key stuck into its back. And there it is. When the emperor wound the key, the mechanical bird began to sing. It was the same one as one of the nightingale songs. It did not sound quite as lovely as the real nightingale, and it only sang one song. But still, the emperor was pleased. The people of the kingdom were thrilled with the mechanical bird. Finally, a nightingale that looks just as lovely as it sounds, they all said. Everyone became so enamored with the new bird that they all began to ignore the real Nightingale, so he flew home to the forest. It is for the best, the emperor said. Surely he is happier in the forest. One morning, with a loud twang and a pop, the mechanical bird suddenly stopped singing. A spring has broken, said the emperor's repairman. I can fix it, but from now on, it may only be wound on special occasions. Over time, the emperor grew ill. The old fisherman heard of the illness and went to tell the Nightingale. The bird flew then directly to the palace to see his old friend. He perched on the foot of the emperor's bed and began to sing his beautiful song. You came back, the emperor said. He sat up in bed, and the color returned to his cheeks. The Nightingale sang even more beautifully upon seeing the emperor's spirits rise. After that, the two friends never parted. The emperor cherished the Nightingale, and the Nightingale gladly sang his melodies in the peace of the kind emperor's chambers. The end. Well guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment button down below if you enjoyed this story. And I'm going to get some good sleep tonight. So I'm ready for my biggest challenge yet. Project Search. Goodbye.